Ladies and gentlemen, they are now negotiating, Trump's attorneys and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Department of Justice, the National Archives, essentially an acquittal. They don't have anything on Trump. And you can look from CNN, NBC News. They're not going to indict him because they have nothing to indict him on. Now, next year after impeachment, I can't say that with certainty. To my super chat really quickly, Born to Raise Hogs, thank you so very much. Greatly appreciated. You are such a wonderful supporter of this channel, and I just want to thank you so much. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you so very much. Have a wonderful week. And to my super chat, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot do this without you. Eric, Sarah, Born to Raise Hogs, hello. Derek, Lord, everyone here, thank you so very much. I try to use the Force, ladies. Born and Raised Hogs. I try to use the Force, but I used a clock, so I wasn't too late today. But Born to Raise Hogs, thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I will continue to thank you throughout the segment. Born to Raise Hogs, thanks so much. Real wages are down 8.5%. Real wages are down 8.5%. Median wages down 8.5%. Bernie Sanders was campaigning saying that Trump only, in 2019, real wages only went up 1.1%. Okay? Really quickly, Born to Raise Hogs, everybody here, to my super chat. Before we get to Trump and the fact that they have nothing on him, real wages were only up 1.1%. They were only up 1.1%. That's nothing. That's bupkis. That's zero, nada, nothing. Real wages up 1.1%. I'd rather have Biden with negative 8.5%. Dallas Fed. Inflation surge badly eroding many paychecks. 8.5% down. Median decline of 8.5%. For these workers, the median decline in real wages is slightly more than 8.5%. As I beg for super chat, save your money, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, because things are going to get much worse. Liana, hello. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again for your generosity always and for being such a strong supporter of this channel. Thank you so very much. And in the Washington Post today, what will happen to America if Trump wins again? You mean we'll have real wages up? What will happen to America? What will happen to America if Trump wins again? Oh my goodness. Will real wages go up as opposed to down 8.5%? Will we still have a recession like we do under Mashed Potato Brains Joe? Will Europe be on the brink of annihilation? Will we have to worry about ICBMs like we do with Mashed Potato Brains? What will happen to America? Exactly. Stability, happiness. The country was functioning very well. Democrats and media have made this alternate reality where Trump is the embodiment of criminality just because everyone says he is. Okay? Here's how I know they have nothing on Trump. Okay? Very renowned, respected legal scholar. This suggests Trump's motive for stealing classified documents and hiding them in Mar-a-Lago. They gave him leverage to pressure the government to try getting his way. Watch him try to use the top secret information he still has hidden away to avoid prosecution. But actually, I agree with him. Born to Raise Hogs, everybody here. I agree with Laura's tribe on this. Trump has a lot of documents still. He has a lot of documents still hidden, very likely incriminating to the government. But he's a former president with the power to declassify, so there you go. I actually agree with Lawrence Tribe on this. To my super chat, thank you so much. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you so very much. Anita, hello. I agree with Lawrence Tribe on this. He's actually right on this. He's actually right. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. Trump is hiding other documents. Yes, you can indict him now. They know he has top secret intelligence. They're not indicting him. They know that he removed the top secret and classified data. They're not indicting him. Their life's mission is to prosecute Trump and to prevent him from 24. That's their life's mission. Why are they not doing so? Oh, because they can't. Because he's a former president who declassified everything. Exactly. Yeah, the Durham probe special counsel trial tomorrow. Big trial. Huge trial. They have if he was anyone else, Lawrence Tribe is 100% right. He already removed. They don't need to investigate anything, okay? They don't need to You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on one second. It's a little bit chilly, so hold on one second. I'm just going to get a jacket. Hold on one second. All right. Got my Marvel superheroes jacket on. Okay, sorry about that. They already have everything they need. They already have everything they need. Sorry about the... One day, this was in 2018. Okay, Eric H526. Do you remember this? This is when I first started live streams in 2018, and I was actually it was 2017 or 2018, and I was still on Twitter. And Eric H526 took a picture of me. I had to go to the restroom or something, and I had a picture of Don Drysdale, a beautiful framed photo of Don Drysdale. Loved Don Drysdale. Signed a baseball of mine when I was like 16 years old. And Eric H526 took a picture of Derek. You remember that? Of me, of an empty chair. It was just so funny. I don't know if anyone is gonna get it, but Eric, I remember that. It was so hilarious. But anyway. Lawrence Tribe, this suggests Trump's motive for stealing classified documents and hiding them at Mar-a-Lago. They gave him leverage to pressure the government to try to getting his way. Listen to this. This is interesting. Born to Raise Hawks, thank you again. This is interesting. This suggests Trump's motive. Okay, so let's look at, oh my God. Here. How Trump deflected demands for documents, enmeshing staffers. Enmeshing? That's a new word. Trump and his enmeshments. And then you have, from very esteemed, this suggests Trump's motive for stealing documents and hiding them at Mar-a-Lago. So he has the motive. They gave him leverage to pressure the government to try getting his way. Watch him try to use top secret information he still has hidden away to avoid prosecution. But why would that? This is why they're negotiating essentially an acquittal to anything. They don't have anything on Trump. Frank, hello. They don't have anything on him because Ladies and gentlemen, born to raise hogs, everybody, to my super chat, thank you again. And born to raise hogs, thank you for being so generous always. Thank you. They know that he removed the documents. He's a former president. They can't do anything. They know that he removed classified documents. He's a former president. He could declassify anything. They know that he removed the documents. He's a former president. He removed them because he has a library in the works. Okay, like any president. They know that they're classified documents, so love trucks, hello. So you can't be a government official with classified documents outside the U.S. government. We know this when Comey said, Clinton actually broke the law. That's on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. The short, it's like 24,000 views. He basically says Clinton already broke the law, but there's no reasonable prosecutor to indict. Clinton didn't even have the ability to declassify documents, and nobody knows how she transferred and siphoned classified data onto servers. And you have exactly, Leslie, Bill Clinton. Oh, I like to keep my classified data right next to my Spider-Man underoos. He had top secret intelligence on tapes next to within a sock drawer. Exactly, Leslie. Trump apparently had the motive, okay, according to Professor Tribe. He had the motive. He already removed classified documents. These documents entail top secret intelligence. They were outside of the United States government. He did so with intent to remove the he has a motive to impose some kind of leverage. And so why haven't they indicted him? Da na 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 na. What is? He's a former president with the power to declassify and own classified data outside of the U.S. government. Oh my God! $500. Sherry, hello. He's not a government employee. He's not a typical government employee. That's the issue. That's the issue. He's not a typical government employee. And they cannot indict a former president when there's already a Supreme Court decision stating very clearly that the president derives his authority to declassify anything from the Constitution. David, thank you. From the Constitution. He is the commander-in-chief. And it really doesn't matter what Democrats or media thought of Trump. He was the commander-in-chief for 4 years. He had the highest security clearance. Here's how we know they're bluffing. They already have enough to indict him, but they will not. The reason they didn't indict Madam Secretary, and Hillary's running again, you watch. I told you the stock market would crash. It's crashing. I told you Clinton would lose to Trump. And I'm telling you, one of these days I'll be right. Hillary's going to be running against Trump, and this channel will be at 500,000 subs. Or at least 350,000. Because nobody on the planet is saying that but me. But anyway. They're negotiating right now. This is the interesting thing. Trump's attorneys are not trying to defend him from prosecution at this moment. They're actually negotiating an end to this probe. This is the thing. Kevin, exactly. God forbid. It's like, well, at least Trump isn't tweeting. Richard, hello. Anita, exactly. Here's the thing. Here's the deal, man. Here's the deal, man. As our poet and most eloquent president. Here's the deal, man. My Republican. Oh, man, my Republican. They don't have anything on Trump because they would have already indicted him. That's the issue here. They would have already indicted the man. They don't have anything on him. That's why they haven't indicted him. Their life's mission, the goal and objective of every morally superior, wonderful Democrat is to indict this man, to make sure he doesn't run ever again. Okay? The funny thing is, even indicted, the polls would show him up. Okay? Exactly, the pearl. He hasn't committed a crime. That's the main thing. But really quickly, real wages down 8.5% with Biden. Real wages up 1.1%. PolitiFact. Okay? Real wages only went up 1.1% in 2019. You think that's good? You think that's good? That's bupkis. That's nada. That's zilch. It's nothing. 1.1%? Gee, thanks. I'll go to the movies myself and have a quarter of a bag of popcorn and water from a drinking fountain. Thanks a lot. Oh, what's this? What do you think of real wages down 8.5%, Bernie? Oh, real wages are down 8.5%. Median decline. You know what? It's better. It's better than with Trump. Okay? I'll tell you why. Because I've been told to say that by the Democratic Party. What do you think? You think I'm nuts? Of course real wages down 8.5% isn't good. You think I'm nuts? I'm just saying whatever they tell me to say. Yeah, I'll have a chance in Iowa next year. Right, yeah. When you know where freezes over, I'll have a chance. I'm just doing whatever they tell me to do. Okay? I bust my kumquats for them. All I get is silly memes of me with my mittens. Have I not done enough pushing the absurd hoax that Trump was a Kremlin operative? Well, I know you were going to use that against me if I had defeated Clinton, which I was going to, but you cheated me out of it. Anyway, of course, 8.5% median income decline, negative 8.5% is worse than 1.1%. You think I'm nuts? I'm just saying whatever I've been told to say by the Democrats. S23, exactly. Durham tomorrow. Born and raised Hawks, thank you again. Durham tomorrow. And you have the Dow Jones tanking. And you have Armageddon. And you have Senate polls tightening. Oz is going to win that. Fetterman, why? He would be better off wearing this jacket. Why? I mean, here's the thing. If you're wearing a hoodie and you actually prevented crime and you did a lot of good things if your record was good and you're wearing this hoodie, fine. No problem. Okay? If the economy isn't tanking and you're wearing a hoodie, fine. No problem. But you should probably, if you're running for Senate, at least switch it up with business casual here and there. See, if you want to have like your own style, that's beautiful if you've accomplished something. Make sure that you've accomplished something before just, campaigning in a tank top and flip-flops like you're going to the beach. Okay, the only thing Fetterman has ever accomplished is that he's a Democrat in Pennsylvania. That's it. That's the only thing he's accomplished. Just like Biden, the only thing Biden has ever accomplished is that his name is not Trump. That's it. Nobody, he never got past Iowa. Okay? Nobody in the history of mankind ever woke up and said, gee, you know who would make a great president? Joe Biden. He'd make a fantastic president. Nobody ever said that. But they needed somebody. Eric, exactly. Baltic dry shipping has completely. Here, let's just do that real quick. Eric, Baltic dry shipping. Global commerce grinding to a halt. Eric, you're 100% right. Rising rates send Baltic dry bulk index to 10-week peak. Things are actually getting more expensive to ship, and commerce is even more expensive during a global recession and decline, which is very bizarre. It's a very bizarre big decline, warehouse shipments less good. So, recession fears for buyers to accumulate. Global shipping lease. Global shipping companies want to fly their goods too. So, Eric, you're right. The polls are tightening. Why are they tightening? Because issues that are important to voters are not important to Democrats. So Ron Johnson's going to win. It's not even a toss-up. Ron Johnson's going to easily win in Wisconsin. A toss-up is like Georgia, even with everything they're leveling at Herschel Walker, which is hilarious. Eric, thank you so very, very much. Thank you so much, Eric. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you, Eric. To my super chat, thank you so much. So, Ron Johnson is up in most of the polls. There's a recent poll where Mandela Barnes is up 48% to Ron Johnson 47%. I find it very difficult to believe as the economy's tanking, these toss-ups are going to go Democrat. And the stock market's going to get much worse. We'll probably have a 2008 collapse before the midterms. You're literally voting for recession if you vote Democrat. I mean, it's not hyperbole. It's not hyperbole. It's not hyperbolic to say this. Okay? It's not hyperbolic to say that you're going to vote for a recession if you can see, like, it's not. There's no conjecture here. There's no hyperbole. He is in office and we are seeing a collapse in the economy. Richard Brown, hello. Love trucks. Hetty, thank you. I appreciate that. Eric, born and raised Hawks, thank you again. You already know real wages are down 8.5%. Do you want it at 10%? Do you want it at 20% down? How much more of your paycheck will you give to ensure that Trump doesn't write mean tweets? How much more of your paycheck will you give morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats to ensure that mean Trump, he's mean old Trump, meanest man in the whole, that's that song, meaner than a junkyard dog, well, he's bad, orange Trump, meanest tweeter and all. It's like, what more do you need? How much more of your paycheck will you give to ensure that extreme moral? You already lost the Dobbs fight because you cheated Bernie Sanders. I'm one of the, I would say, most vocal supporters of Trump, or most passionate supporters of a great economy and a great foreign policy on YouTube. I can tell you, being objective, Bernie Sanders would have, at that moment in time, defeated Trump. It was lightning in a bottle. I'm not talking about Bernie Sanders of today. I'm talking about lightning in a bottle. A lightning in a bottle moment. Okay? There are times when, a 250 hitter hits a home run off a Hall of Famer. Those things, Roddy, exactly. Those things happen. They went with Clinton. They lost. Then they lost the Supreme Court nominees. I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. I can tell you there's a direct line between Bernie Sanders and voting for Donald Trump. You should be very proud of that. The Bernie voters with an understanding of how corrupt the Democratic Party and the system is are now voting Trump. The Bernie voters who just really are Democrats that just like Bernie Sanders are still, staying with Bernie Sanders, which is bizarre because the reason that Elizabeth Warren ran was to cut Bernie's movement in two. Thanks a lot, Elizabeth. Greatly appreciated. Elizabeth Warren, thank you so very much. Richard, is it probably about 20% inflation? I mean, do you think that when you go to the supermarket, and here's another thing, how much more do you want to spend at the supermarket, ladies and gentlemen, just because Trump is mean? Eric, you do. Styx lives there also in Vermont. Or used to. How much more of your paycheck, ladies and gentlemen, are you willing to give just to make sure that Bernie doesn't that Trump is definitely not far right. Trump is a 1990s Democrat. Trump is he's bringing home Americans and focusing on the economy. And he doesn't care about what you say. He doesn't want to censor anyone. He goes after intelligence agencies that are corrupt, that are after him. He fights back. I think 20-30% inflation, you're right. Day one, you're right. I mean, do you think, ladies and gentlemen, do you think that inflation is only 8.5%? I mean, does that make any sense at all? Let me ask you this. How much more do you pay at the supermarket? 10% more, or about 30 to 40% more? Because 10% more is the official number of the food inflation. You're looking at 10 to 15% as the official number of food inflation. Okay, I know the official number. They say, well, if you add up everything, it's only about 10 to 15% at the supermarket. Oh, forget about the electric bill. My God. In California, forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. I can only imagine in Arizona. Or in Nevada with the electric bill. Food inflation is at least 100%. You're paying at least double, or you're paying close to double. If you left I mean, probably maybe 40-50%. Maybe I'm a little overboard here. When I go to the supermarket, you can have, this was like in 2019, if I went to the supermarket and I bought 4 bags of groceries, it could be about $80. Okay? If I buy 4 bags of groceries or 5 or 6 bags, sorry, if let's say in 2018, in 2019, 2018, I went to the supermarket. I bought 6 to 7 bags of groceries, okay? You buy 6 to 7 bags. You're just buying a lot of food. You haven't been to the market in a week or 4 days or whatever. So in 2019, that would probably cost me maybe $100 or $110. Now it's close to $200 or more. Going to the supermarket and spending $200+ is not out of the ordinary now. That's because diesel prices have gone up. But if you say that to the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats, they don't care. That's the thing with Fetterman is like, you want to like, and here's the thing, Fetterman and Biden, it's like, God bless them both. You know, if you're dealing with certain issues, God bless you. But if you're one fry short of a Happy Meal and you're trying to run to determine the future of people in your state or country, you're one fry short of a Happy Meal, you're slurring your speech, you're one beer short of a 6-pack, you are, not the sharpest tool in the shed for whatever reason, Oz is going to win. So try business casual. Try going ahead and wearing a sport coat or like something. You don't have to wear a tie. Just wear a collared shirt. The whole, if you're going to wear a hoodie, make sure that you are a tech millionaire or billionaire, or you've done something pretty amazing if you want to become senator. I don't get that. Like, Oz might not be the perfect candidate, but if you're in Pennsylvania and you vote for Fetterman, do not complain if the state economy goes the way of the country. Do not complain if industry jobs pertaining to energy in the state of Pennsylvania evaporate, go away, cease to exist. Okay? And so it's like when you're seeing cans of tuna at 2 for $4, that's bizarre. Or the thing, a luxury now is like barbecue sauce. like $6-7 some of these barbecue sauces. I guess that even in better times they were still expensive, some of them. But everything is more expensive. Why is that? It's directly the fault of Biden. It's not a global issue. You can't blame Europe for what's taking place in Europe for that. Ring in constitutional, thank you. By the way, Ringin and Born to Raise Hogs and everybody here, I will have a live stream also later tonight around 10 o'clock p.m. So be here at 10 o'clock p.m. Be here at 10 o'clock p.m., everybody. Eric, thank you again. Be here at 10 o'clock p.m. Don't forget. Eric, Ringin Constitutional, Born to Raise Hogs, thank you. You go to the supermarket. The reason it's more expensive is because diesel fuel that transports food from farms and co-packers and other locations, diesel has gone up to record highs. Diesel has gone up to record highs because refinery is at capacity in the U.S. And we're not building any more refinery plants because Democrats have stated they want to do away with fossil fuels. Sarah J., thank you. So you have a political party in the Democratic Party. They want to do away with fossil fuels while begging OPEC and while going to battle with oil and gas industry in the U.S., getting sued by them, and also flooding the country full of 200 million barrels, 180 million to 200 barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. And then they go after Herschel Walker. They say, oh, he's a hypocrite. It's like, no. You're the hypocrites. If he changed, let's say he changed his mind or evolved like Hillary Clinton evolved on every issue ever under the sun. So saying that, oh, well, you know what, Herschel Walker had this in his past, it's like, okay, so now he's changed his viewpoint on that. You want to call him a hypocrite, then call every Democrat a hypocrite for being okay with releasing 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves while they lecture the whole planet on saving the planet and climate. Where in the climate Paris Accords did it say that you should release 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves after you tanked your economy because experts told you to do so, and then ignored inflation, and then went to battle and got sued by oil and gas associations, and within the lawsuits they said, Biden's administration, will single-handedly drive up the cost of everything. You are voting for, if you're voting Democrat, you're voting for a terrible economy. And that's not hyperbole because we see that right now. We have a one-party rule in this country. And we had a good economy with Trump, but for some reason it traumatized Hollywood and Democrats and media. Trump traumatized them. They didn't care. You got to understand, they don't care about, there are people, look, there are Democrats who will always vote blue no matter who. They don't care. Like if you're in media and you think Trump's a menace, you're going to get paid no matter what. It's very lucrative. If I was a never Trump person, I could have 400,000 subs on this channel right now. 500,000 subs. Can you imagine every single day with the Mueller probe? Oh my God, he's coming. Oh my God, he worked with the crime. Oh my God. Every single day. Mar-a-Lago raid. Oh! I mean, it's like a money, it's like a money tree. It's not a cottage industry, it's an entire industry. You make a lot of money in media fomenting division and sensationalizing Trump and creating this animus towards Trump Republicans. It's very lucrative. So they don't care. They don't care. Then they'll go ahead and keep, like, the only thing that Democrats have is contempt for Trump. They don't have the economy. The economy stinks. They don't have crime, homeless, everything's worse. They don't have foreign policy. I was right yet again, unfortunately. I said, I'm voting Trump because of foreign policy. Foreign policy was infinitely better than it is now. Trump would have focused on a negotiated deal, negotiation. He doesn't worship sacred cows. In life, you should not worship sacred cows. Biblical reference, but don't worship sacred cows. Oh, we can't do that. Well, why not? Well, the alliance says so. So what? We are the alliance. That alliance in Europe is us. And, I love the UK and France. It's not them. It's us. We decide the fate of that alliance and, unfortunately, of Europe as well. Not being arrogant, it's a sad, unfortunate state of affairs. I wish that didn't exist. I mean, it's so mindless. You can ask that country in Europe, why are we sending tens of billions? Why? To counter the invader, the invading country, space invaders. Okay, but is it working? Oh yeah, they're on the ropes. It's been 8 months now. They've been on the ropes every day for 8 months, just like Trump's going to get indicted. Democrats, reality never sinks in with Democrats. So, like, when will you stop? Well, we'll never stop. We can't let the invading country win. Well, what's the definition of them winning? Why, you know what? The country that was invaded has every right to join the alliance. Well, okay, but they asked Biden, mashed potato brains, and Biden said, all right, come on, man, no. Why don't they just join now? Why doesn't the wonderful alliance allow them in? Well, it's going through paperwork. Why doesn't the alliance allow the invading country in right now? Oh, Article 5, maybe the end of the world? Oh, okay, so then what's going on? What kind of foreign policy is this? I don't know. All I know is that I've been told that Trump is mean and that everything's going to be fine. But we're on the brink of annihilation. No, we're not. Trump is the annihilation. It was Trump's tweets. He's mean. Bill Maher said so. It's democracy if he doesn't accept, but you didn't accept not even one day of him as president. It's different. It's us. They don't have an actual foreign policy. They don't have an economic policy. They have no policy. Their policy is we're governing and that's it. Their policy is power and consensus. Well, why did you shut down economies? Everyone is saying it. But it was the worst thing to do. Well, we didn't know, but everyone was saying it. Okay, but now we have inflation. Everyone else does too. I know, because they were stupid also. Well, it's a global thing. Yeah, because everyone did the same stupid thing at once. These people are like mindless. They're like mindless. They don't even there's no thought process at all. It's just, Elon Musk was right. I support the current thing. That's what they're about. That's what they're about. They're about, I support the current thing. Did you even know the capital of that country that was invaded 2 years ago? Yeah, I did because of impeachment. Okay, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. No. Okay. By the way, we can go on forever. They don't think this is the thing. The cult consists of people who will disown friends and family. That is a cult. When you put politics above friendship, you are a sad, pathetic imbecile who might be a fantastic human being and a beautiful person and a wonderful soul, but you lack a certain type of integrity, certain bit of integrity. You do not put politics above friendship unless you're worried about acceptance and groupthink and you lack a spine. You don't do that, but that's what Democrats generally do. I can't be friends with you anymore. You're voting for Trump. Well, I want a great economy. He's a bad person. Have you seen what Biden does? Trump is worse. It's no, he's not. You can look, HK, thank you. You can look at every single accusation. Trump, Orange Man was accused by X amount of people. Yeah, and Mashed Potato Brains Joe was accused by Y amount of people. Well, but Y is less than X. Yeah, but there was... when you know that all of media will converge upon you, if you accuse one person and you know that all of media will champion you as a paragon of virtue if you accuse another person, who do you think is when you look at the numbers... Kazatab, hello. Hello. Kazatab, hello. So, thank you so very much. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much to my super chat. Thank you so very, very much. Everything Bribery and graft. Cause it up. Thank you so very much. Bribery and graft are serious issues. Ring and constitutional. Eric, born and raised Hawks, thank you again. They are serious issues. HK, exactly. I mean, but here's the thing. You have to understand that, like, at the end of the day, I'm kind of happy that I know there are two individuals that, like, just kind of distance themselves from me, but not really, like, they never really, stated that our friendship is over or whatever. So, anyway, I respect them because, you know what? They have a right to, like, be annoyed with me if they want to. I don't think that it's worthy of annoyance, my, wanting a great economy and great foreign policy, but fine. But the people that have, like, disowned me or, like, backstabbed me or whatever, it's like, I'm so happy that I know who they are. Why would I want to open my life up and, friendship and, energy and, heart up to people who would just leave me because of CNN? Because of the stress and the trauma that the groupthink that the stress and trauma that results from adhering to groupthink. So then, like, you'll have people who, like, I had to do all this the past 2 years, and it's because of Trump. It's like, no, Trump didn't shut down the economy. Well, his handling. More people lost their lives under you-know-who, mashed potato brains. That wasn't Trump. We shouldn't have shut down the economy. If it was up to him, we would have opened up like almost immediately. But the Washington experts, Trump, this is what they always do. It's like Trump. He's going against the experts. The experts are saying that. So at the end of the day, if there's no consensus when you've silenced dissent, this is basic logic. Now you slowly have people coming out and saying, yeah, here's the deal, man. Here's the real deal. The real deal Holyfield. And it's like the groupthink is so, like, to be accepted, like the essence of punk music is to be an individual. And now you have, like, certain punk icons. Well, you have punk icons who are, pro-Trump, but you have certain punk icons that are, like, anti-Trump, and they're like, it's like, well, what? Because he's mean? That's the whole essence of, like, being an individual and being yourself and not just, not just accepting the mainstream view. It doesn't mean you have to like Trump if you're like this old punk rocker, but, like, to just accept blindly, to just accept without any critical thinking all the nonsense leveled at Trump and democracy and like, when you have old punk rockers citing intelligence agencies, you're done as a society as we know it in America. Okay? When you have old rock and roll legends or punk rock legends citing intel agencies or joining forces with Hollywood directors, okay, Hollywood is like the epicenter of immorality and criminality. And these are the people that Trump pretty much exposed. That's like, when you have, like, Hollywood directors who know of crimes committed by other directors, who know of all this immorality taking place within their industry, and who would have embraced Trump's orange rear end 6-7 years ago because of The Apprentice, but because of political power, they view him to be a monster. You know that, like, the people on the wrong side of history are the people who've always been on the wrong side of history. Intelligence agencies, when have they been right? I want to know, Bay of Pigs, Gulf of Tonkin, WMD, when have they been right? When have they been on the right side of history ever? But you have to know something about history. You have to know something about history. If you don't know anything about history, then you just say things like, you're on the wrong side of history. M. Stokes, hello. And so, like, you have this emphasis, like you have bands now that are kicking their original members out because they didn't do something. It's like, what? The whole point of being in a rock and roll band, the whole point of rock and roll or punk music or rap music or any music is to be an individual and to not just, like, without any critical thinking, follow the herd on any issue. And it's also to be accepting of anyone, like, the consensus is fabricated on every topic. Almost every topic, the consensus. You cannot have an actual consensus when there is no debate or discourse or dialogue or discussion allowed. And when any dissenting opinion is ignored or silenced or censored. You cannot have an actual consensus. So the consensus on this is like, whenever you hear the Washington Post say, well, the consensus is, there is no consensus. There's a fabricated mainstream opinion that has actively suppressed any dissent and has tried to ruin the lives of anyone who dissents. And everyone, like, here's the thing. They cannot defeat rational rebuttals and opposing arguments. So what they do is they go to the pocketbook. You'll be you will not have J. Dean, I have family there. You will not be able to make a living. So the way they silence you is not through opposing your viewpoint. They silence you by actually going after advertisers or trying to get you off a platform or trying to get you to stop speaking. They don't really care about truth. This has nothing to do with truth. This has to do with power. They know that their ideas, Democrats generally know their ideas don't really make any sense. They're not feasible. So if you counter the ideas with like rational dialogue, discourse, debate, discussion, they're not going to respond. They'll say, stop talking, stop talking. Because the more you talk, the more you influence others to disagree with us. And then they say, free speech. Free speech comes with responsibility. There needs to be a government commission. What if it's a Trump government commission on free speech? No! Not a Trump government commission, you imbecile! A government commission! Well, what if Trump is in the government? No! Not a Trump government, the government! But what if he's in the government? What if he's the president? No! He'll be indicted. It'll never happen again! We need a government commission. A government! But what if it's Trump Republicans like DeSantis? No! A government, not DeSantis. But DeSantis is governor already. He's in the government. That's not the type of government I'm talking about. I'm talking about a normal government. That's the way they think. They want government regulation, but they want their government regulation. They want Democrats to regulate. Regulators! They want Democrats to regulate. Mount up. Thank you. Grammy Debbie, thank you. When they say, this editor was on Joe Rogan, he's like, well, you need government to regulate. Okay, but the question that he needs to answer is, do you want Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis regulating free speech? Because then anyone could say anything. Well, no. That's not the government I was thinking of. That would be a nightmarish anti-government full of people allowing free speech. Who needs that? No, I'm talking about a democratic government that would suspend any discussion contrary. Like, for example, Hunter. It was good that they suspended the New York Post on Twitter. Well, why was it good? Because obviously people would vote for Trump. Well, but if people voted for Trump, that would mean that the corruption within the Democratic Party is so great that people would say, okay, I'd rather have Trump. Kasatab! Thank you so much, Kasatab. Greatly appreciate it. Love the emojis. Thank you, boss. Thank you. Kasatab, thank you so very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so very, very much. To my super chat, thank you. Born to Raise Hogs, everybody here, thank you. That's the thing. They don't have any, like, it's all arrogant and it's all like hubris and arrogance and they don't really, they just want, they just, most Democratic voters are told what to think. They don't actually have an opinion of their own. For example, if tomorrow Biden said, we have to negotiate, then they would say, that's fantastic. Yeah, negotiate. He's a man of peace. If Trump said negotiate, they'd be like, Trump, negotiate? You're a puppet. You're a puppet, Trump. So it's like, they don't, there's nothing really that guides them. There's nothing really that guides them. Nothing really guides them. Like, there's no compass. There's no compass that they're like, there's no set of beliefs or ideas. It's just, if you tell, like, the 1 to 4 million sub channels, if tomorrow Biden, mashed potato brains Joe, like, come on, man, we're going to negotiate, man. Hey, alliance, man. Hey, alliance in Europe, man. Dumby. What's Dumby? Keep dividing, man. And if tomorrow Biden said, we got to negotiate, man, they would immediately all say, fantastic. They would immediately all say, fantastic. They wouldn't, but if Trump said it, oh my God. So it's like, you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where anything Trump says is immediately, refuted. But if Biden said the same thing, it would be accepted without any question. Because most Democratic voters just will believe anything as long as the public relations monstrosity says believe it. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is the Durham Probe Special Counsel trial. Tomorrow is the Durham Probe Special Counsel trial. Very, 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 very important. And I think that we all have to kind of pay attention to that. I'll have a live stream tonight on it. And gnarly news, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have anyone's number. I don't call either. So I'm not calling you, or I'm not calling anyone. I don't call anyone. I don't have any number. I don't have any. I don't have any phone number. I don't ever call in anywhere. But anyway, I'll have a live stream tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific on the Durham Probe Special Counsel trial. Durham Probe Special Counsel trial tomorrow. We'll talk about it. Born to raise hogs. Everyone here. Not only news all good. Born to raise hogs. Everyone here. Thank you so much to my super chat. Ringen, Eric, everyone here. Kasatab, thank you so much, everyone. I cannot thank you enough. Be here at 10 p.m. Pacific tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 10 p.m. Pacific tonight. Thanks, everybody. God bless. I'll see you